Hello there and welcome to my YouTube channel, Julep Nail Craft. So we are going to do what I'm hoping is going to become a new series, and it's like end of day stash busting. So I've been working on my scraps. You'll be very well aware of that because I've done quite a few scrap attack videos, and I am working my way through my scraps. There are still absolutely loads. The problem with working your way through scraps is you seem to acquire more faster than you actually get through them. Now, once upon a time, I actually got right on top of my scraps, and what I always did is at the end of the day, after a day's crafting, I would take all the scraps that I had left over and literally just keep making until I had used every last little bit up, so that I never got that build up of scraps again. So whilst I'm still working on the other stuff, I don't want to be adding to it, and I don't want to have this scrap issue anymore. And I used to work like this all the time, and I found it really effective, and it was a very good, sorry, I'm just going to have to plug, I've got low battery, so I'm just going to plug you in. There we go, sorry about that. Couldn't really explain that. And yeah, so yeah, at the end of the day, I used to gather all my scraps like this and just keep making. So earlier today, with my new goodies, I made this card here and these two cards here, which you will have seen on a previous video, even though it was on speed up. I have, from making those cards, been left with these scraps. So let's grab some card blanks and let's just use up every last bit of this, and let's see what we can make with today's scraps. Okay, so the cards that I have to hand are these two 5 by, I think they're 10 by 7s. So the papers that I've got left are a bit smaller than that, but that's okay. I love this, look at that. So pretty. Actually wondering whether just to make this card ever so slightly smaller so that it fits along there. Yeah, I am tempted. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. That's what I'm feeling. I think you just have to go with the way you feel. So I'm just going to pop a little line there, dot there, and I'll be back. So I'm just going to start sticking it down. Why not? And I think you get this sense of satisfaction as well when you have made something and you know that absolutely no scrap has been left behind. You have used every last little bit. So I'm just going to layer some of these elements up. Obviously I've got other torn bits here, so what if I do, if I put a bit of glue down there, or tape runner, because I've left my glue downstairs, and then what I can do is just take these rough edges here and just sort of add them together. And we'll create a little bit of something. I love that lemony paper, it's so nice. The little lemon tree thing, I love it. Okay, tear that as well. Okay, and then let's grab my scissors. I apologise for the squeaky chair, honestly. Ridiculous. My husband's planning on moving me into the shed. Now I think I might have said this in an earlier video, but it also might have been one of the videos that's ended up having to be sped up, so I think I'm okay to go on about it again. But my husband's planning on moving me to the summer house. Look at that. Perfect. Right. And I'm like, not the summer house, the shed. And I was like, right, okay, if you move me here, can I get a comfortable chair? Because actually I do have a bad back. I damaged it somewhat during childbirth. So I do find sitting on this chair not overly comfortable. And then I constantly feel like I'm apologising, going, oh, I'm sorry, my squeaky chair, my squeaky chair. So yeah, that might be one advantage of being moved. If we do move out there, I will sort of like kind of video the process and do a series of videos of the big move from the loft to the shed. Right, now I also just need to put some black around this. Definitely need a new pro marker or something, because this is just getting a bit ridiculous for doing the line now. It's not as easy and as a result it's ending up being a lot thicker than I would like, but then at the same time I can't live without it, so hey ho. I actually probably have another one lying about somewhere, so I maybe need to go have a look for that one. But there's no way I'm using my Copics for this. Because if you've ever had a paper cut, you will know that it hurts and that paper can cut quite deeply in, and obviously that is exactly what happens to my chisel nib, that it will gradually just sort of cut away grooves. Actually, in some respects it gets quite good because it's nice and easy, because you just slide the groove sort of ends up fitting the card a little bit. But yeah, then you get to the stage where you're like, okay, this is not fun anymore. Right, I am just going to, these haven't been cut overly perfectly, there's just a bit of an edge there that shouldn't be. And then we've got the same, this one, so this one says let's go see the world from our living rooms. Okay. I like it. Actually, it doesn't even matter what it says, I'm just going to use it as almost like a bit of a background. Bit of a background paper. Now, I was planning on sort of mixing up the papers from the two different paper pads, but I've sort of automatically been drawn to doing this. The other advantage of doing this is that if you've been working on a project, all the things that you have pulled out will coordinate because you've just worked on a project and they obviously work together, otherwise you wouldn't have put them together. So using them at this point when you've already done all the work and got all the things out that work together is good. It takes a lot of the thinking out of it. Okay, so let's just do this. Get that edging done. So I think especially when you're layering lots of things, it just does help to define things somewhat if we can do this layering technique. So I'm pretty much going to probably call that done. I am going to stick that one down like so. I think I'm going to put the other one on 3D foam, and then let's just do a little bit of doodling, oops, and just to finish that off. And yeah, as I said, it stops, doing this stops scraps becoming uncontrollable. And as I say, this used to be the way I crafted. But I think what happened was that I joined design teams, and then I had a little baby, and so sometimes, you know, if I was on design teams, I was obviously you're working to a schedule, and sometimes I just didn't have the time to sort of end up faffing about with the scraps. And then when I had my little baby, it was just sort of, although she's 8 now, so you can tell how long ago I'm talking. It was maybe just harder to, when I actually got opportunity to sit and craft or to sit and do. I just wanted to do what the mood took me for. But I do find this a really effective way, and it doesn't necessarily need to be the exact same day, but it could be like the first day you come back to it. It's like to get yourself back in your crafty groove. You get your crafty mojo going. It's right, okay, what can I make with what's on the desk? Let's not overcomplicate it, let's not drag loads of things in, just what can I make with that? Okay, and I think that looks quite good. I think I'm just going to actually add a couple of cross stitches, full cross stitches, just to this top bit here, and then I don't want to do it to maybe just over here, just to sort of tie it together, and I'm going to call that one done. Okay, so now we have this. Now we don't have an awful lot, so we are working with strips of paper. Right, we've still got, what have we got here? Although those papers this side do kind of go pretty well with what we've got here. Let's have a little look. Right, do you know what I'm drawn to? Let's just stick all these ripped pieces and create an edging down this card, and then we will work from there, because yeah, the interest that a torn edge can add to a card is awesome. Because even now it's decision time. Do I want that? I'm actually liking that. Or do I want... Yeah, I'm liking the black. There you go, decision made. That was quicker than I expected. Okay. Awesome. Right, this one has a bit of a straight edge, which we will need to deal with. So let's just take that away. Actually, just going to take that bit away as well. Oh, look, it's so pretty. It's so pretty just as it is. I love it. Okay. Don't have a clue where I'm going with this, but it's pretty. Okay. And as you can see, we are literally using every last little scrap. No scrap is going to be left behind. We are going to keep making, even if it comes down to... I've got tiny little cards, tiny little square notelet cards, and they're also quite handy for this sort of thing. At the minute, I'm just sort of layering all these torn elements down. This is quite often, you know, you get a lot of designer pads. Polka Doodles do it quite a lot, and Jane Davenport does it. That she's got, they have these papers that with all their, like, literally there's a paper in their paper pack somewhere that is all the papers, but sort of chopped up with wiggly lines, and it's always one of my most favourite papers in the pad, and that's because of this. It just looks so pretty doing that. Right, okay, that's not working for me now. Might have done if we had a bit more of it. Let's see. Could maybe get away with having that. No, not feeling it, not feeling it. Right, I will use those on the other things. Right, what have we got? Adventure documented. We've got a whole, oh, we've got this. That's going to... That's cute, isn't it? I see they're from two different kits, but I quite like the way that is looking. Since we've got the flip-flops, can we get... No, okay, not feeling that. Actually, I think what I might do with this is let's fussy cut around this middle bit, and then we've got a different shape to be working with. So this paper has been quite handy for us in that we've got sort of like feature elements to work with. If not, what I would be doing is grabbing my stamps. But as I said, if I turn this into a series, then hopefully you will see all different ways that we can just sort of grab the last few scraps from the day and make the best use of them. But obviously if I was lacking a feature element, what I may do is sort of grab a stamp and you know, stamp out some flowers or something so that we've got a feature of some description. But I'm actually thinking I'm going to cut that in half as well so that I can make it go further. I'm actually thinking that I'm liking this quite as it is. Or could that, oh yeah, that could just go there, couldn't it? Yep, yippity-doo-dah. Okay, yeah, I like. Right, so let's just get that stuck down. Oops. Oh, I hate these things. Right. It's not the best fussy cutting in the world, to be honest. But hey-ho. Right, I'm thinking what I should have done is done it like that. Okay. And put it behind this. There we go. Right, so that probably needs a black line, and I've probably been so quick about putting that thing on that I've failed to edge it. But hopefully it'll be alright. Okay. It's amazing the difference doing a black edging works. Just trying to gaze into my pot of pens. Actually, let's see how it does look. Oh, look. Yay. Right, do you know what? I'm actually just going to bin that right now before I end up keep keep picking the wrong one up. Right. I'm just going to take that little trimmy bit off there because it's sort of, that was bad cutting on the guillotine. That's alright. Right. And then again, black edging. Look how much easier it is when the pen actually works. That also saves me having to go out and buy a black pro marker. That is fortuitous. Okay. And then we've got our little flip-flops. And I've just put a big mucky mark right there. Right, so I'm probably still going to have my bit box just in that, like I have got, what I've been doing with it now is, you know, I've got books and things with die cut elements in them that I've still got a few sort of left. So I filled it up with that. Now I've had to move that a bit higher than I'd planned because of the mucky mark, and now the layout doesn't feel quite as right. So we'll just maybe have to fiddle with some of the scraps just to get that sorted for myself, because you know these things will bother me because I'm fussy. But we'll manage to work something out. So let's get these elements stuck down. Even that up at the top. This is where my white glue would be. So okay. And now I am just going to edge around the main card. Actually, I think it'd be alright as it is. I think once we've got a bit of doodling in, that will be absolutely fine. So once I've done this, I'm just going to grab a couple of smaller notelet cards and we'll just finish off with those last few scraps. I feel like my stomach's about to start making horrendous gurgling noises. Sorry, that wasn't uneven. I didn't notice till I came round to edge my card. There we go. It's fixed now. Shh, nobody saw. I'm sure nobody saw that. Right into tentfold cards at the minute. These were a bit of a strange purchase. They weren't these cards. They weren't really what I was wanting to buy. I love working with 7x7 cards, and the range sold them, and I have not been able to get hold of them for ages, but these were 10x7 and I just thought, oh well, I'll buy them. I can always cut them into 7x7 if I want. And I think I've done that once, and actually what I have been doing most is making 5x7s, which actually I've got loads of 5x7 cards in my stash, but just the fact it's tenfold, it feels really different. Don't ask me why, because when you actually look at the piece of card like that, can you tell which way around it? It opens. I mean, you can once it's on your mantelpiece, but for some reason it feels really different and I really like it. So that seems to have been my go-to sort of standard card at this moment in time, which is quite funny. Okay. Right. So I'm just going to add some of my little cross stitch effect because I think it's quite a good way of tying things together. And yeah, why not? It just makes it look like all the elements have been stitched. I think that's enough actually. Okay, so that's that. I'm just going to pause and let's get some diddy cards out. These little cuties. Adventure documented. See, for this we can just have it would just be a little gift card anyway, wouldn't it? Yeah. I'll stick those bits down. Oh, stupid. Sorry, shouldn't be saying stupid, but it's this tape runner that's not my favourite. Right, so just sticking those bits of paper down. Like that's actually one of the papers that got stuck on another card and then got chopped off when we neatened it all out. Okay. I might be tempted to add a few gems or something. I've got some gems beside me to these ones just to finish them off a little bit. But I think I have some gems just sitting on the desk, so that should be easy enough. Right, so we've got adventure documented. Should we put the shoes on as well? Oh, that's quite cute actually. I like that. That's like, these are just like cute little gift tags that you can put on a little present or something like that. So let's not overly think. Let's not overthink it. As I said, at this point, it's just, we're at the stage of like, let's not have any scraps. Because we only feel guilty about our scraps and then we feel like we have to get them used. And oh. La 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 la, talk amongst yourself while I get this thing going. It was finished, that's why it wasn't working. I should have to say it feels quite rubbish because I've only made, what, 3 cards, 1 journal, 5 cards, 1 journal page using that, which, I don't know, I suppose in comparison to my wet glue that just feels really pants. It's like, but I suppose it's easy and it's a nice, you're not having to wait for things to dry and things, so it's nice and quick, I suppose. As I said, it's not something I would have probably gone out and purchased, but I inherited it, so why not? It's sticky, it sticks stuff down. Right, again I'm just going to add my little doodles, just because I can. And let's just add a little full stitched border. Right, it gets a bit more challenging as we go. Not impossible, just slightly more challenging. It's an amazing day. Well, actually that and that could be that one, couldn't it? It's an amazing day. Yep, do you know what I mean? If we're talking little gift tags, it doesn't, you know, if you've got that as a little present, to be honest, it's not really going to be kept. Something that little. And it's pretty enough just to, people are probably just going to be looking at the bottle of wine that's underneath it. Okay. Again, I'm just going to trim that slightly. Okay. And now we really are going to be on to a challenge. This is where we may have to, I might have to grab something from my bit box just to finish off, but that's okay. It's not like it had to be exclusive to what was on my desk. It was just that what was on my desk needed used up. So it means it's an added bonus if we've managed to use something up as well. And so yeah, because we're at the stage where it's like I've got lots of scraps, but so we'll be able to build up a wee background nice and easy, but we might struggle sort of giving it a bit of a feature, but that's okay. It's an amazing day, and again let's just go around this with a black pen and a doodle. It's amazing the difference that that makes, just to sort of lift it a little bit. Okay. And again, a little bit of stitch detail and a little cross stitch, and then let's see what we're about to make something out of nothing, which, you know, is a skill in itself. Oh, another thing whilst I'm on, my lovely friend Angela Brown. She has just started her own YouTube channel. I'm going to put her details in the description box below. You'll be seeing her a lot more because I've just asked her to join my dream team. But like she and I have worked together in the past. Oh look, I've got my little telephone. Now there's my feature image. Right there. But we worked together in the past, and she's incredibly talented, but sort of hasn't done much about sort of sharing her makes on social media and stuff, but she's just gone for it and started her own YouTube channel, which I'm delighted with her for, so that's good. Right, I'm just going to, like I did earlier, just going to grab all these little torn bits and stick them down, and we'll see what we get. Okay. So pretty. It feels nice as well to know that you've, you know, made the most out of your paper. Okay. I've got these little bits here as well. Oh, that's so small, I'm struggling to rip it a bit. And we're going to be able to tuck that under because it's got a straight edge. Unless I can tuck it under that one, can I? Nope. Right, okay, that's fine. Do you know, that's fine. It's all good. I'm actually just going to keep that one really simple and just do that. It's just a little notelet, it doesn't need to be fancy. It doesn't need to be fancy. It's just, and I think that's quite cute, a little telephone. So let's put that down there. And again, let's do our edging and doodly border. Yes, we'll definitely be doing a doodly border because I have noticed that by putting that down there that I've not put that down very even, so maybe we can put that side after all. So let's grab, it doesn't quite fit, so that's fine because we'll patch it up with another bit that does, and it'll all be good. Right, because I had a very uneven edge to that there. And then what have we got? Got a little bit here. If we can just, oh my goodness, it's so small that I really am struggling to get a torn edge. There we go. And that hopefully can just go there. Right. Good, good, good. Right, I am going to pop that down there. And we are done. Okay, let's just add the doodles. As I said, I've sort of come in just there a little bit, and this is where I think the combination of edging, and if you do make a mistake, not panicking, you've not ruined it. Once I've done my stitchy border here, and then as I said, I know I've gone off there, so the other thing I'm going to do is that is exactly where I'm going to do an extra little squiggle. And then we put a couple of extra little squiggles around and it all looks deliberate. Like so. Right, so we have literally just got these tiny bits left. So, okay, let's see. Okay, so I've just grabbed my Distress Ink mustard seed, and I'm just going to be edging all these little bits and pieces because we're going to be making some sort of crazy patchwork thing, and just seeing, I just think it will tie it together a little bit. It's gone a bit green there actually, but that's fine because I've just done my journal page and I had blue on it. So I'm not even thinking right now, I am literally just grabbing what scraps are there, and I am just going to mount them all together till they've filled the space somewhat. Then we will do some maybe faux cross stitch between them so that they look like they are like maybe like some sort of funny patchwork effect, something or other. And then let's maybe find something from my bit box just to make that work. Right, so we're kind of this might be getting ridiculous. We'll see. Why not? You don't know until you try, do you? Sometimes when I'm doing this, I'm just like, Julia, they're tiny little bits, throw them away. But there's a bit of an obsessive bit of me that goes, come on, that means you're actually throwing away scraps. You can do better. And as I said, right now I'm not thinking, I'm just trying to fill the gap with something. It probably would have been better with my wet glue, but it would be a slightly neater finish, but it's fine. We can make it work. Okay. See, they look like ridiculously small scraps, but once you start sticking them down, they do actually build into something. I mean, random, yeah, but it has, there's something on the page. I've got something there. I'm still going to have to clean this mat once I've done. Look at that. Got loads on there. Masses. Masses and masses. Right. Are we getting pernickety now, Julia? Probably. That's a nice little strip that could be something or other. Yeah, put that aside. My throat's getting a bit dry. I feel like I need a cup of tea. You're probably like, yeah, we need a cup of tea as well. It's been exhausting, exhausting watching you faff. Right, okay. I think I'm getting ridiculous. I probably could, but you know, we don't want to be watching paint dry. So what I'm going to just do now is grab my bit box, and I'm sure we could find something in it just to finish off this card. And so I've not gone rummaging, I've just found a little sticker there and a little flower doodah. That'll work. So I'm just going to cut out this ticket properly and we'll stick that down. So this was, again, these little ticket things, that's from when I was sorting out my big bag of scraps. And I had that, these were sort of a feature in the paper, but I just sort of put them in my bit box, and quite a few of them ended up on my journal page. Let's see, I think that looks quite, I'm going to chop that in half actually. Oh, stick that there. And I'm going to stick this down. Oops. This down here. Oops. So okay, this last one is not my favourite card in the world. I'm not jumping up and down going, I love it, I love it, I love it. But, you know, I've used my scraps and I've got a sense of accomplishment and, you know, it's alright. It'll do the job. Except I've got glue right over the front of it. Right, so it just needs straightened a little bit. That just needs straightened a little bit. For some reason I've put it on very squint. Right, there we go. And then I'm just going to pop a bit of 3D foam on this flower. so. Pop that just there, and I think that looks quite cute actually. So again, has to be done. We're just going to put a little black edge around our little notelet. Right, I'm going to have to neaten that up because we've got papers hanging off the side there. Right, little black edge around the side. And a couple of doodles. So the black pen again has sort of run into that a little bit. I'm just needing to get that sticky off. I've not fully managed to get that sticky off. In fact, I've now just sort of rubbed a hole into my thing. So I'll just put a washi on my desk. And since it says admit 1 and this is film roll, that I think that will work. So I'm just going to put a bit there. And this has turned into a bit of a mad, crazy collage style card, but hey ho, why not? Right, I'm going to need to put another bit on somewhere because, you know, the whole rule of threes. The fact I've got 2 bits of black. It's like I need a third. I need a third bit. So let's just get going with that. Okay. So I'm just going to put a second bit there. Just move it across a little bit. That'll do. Okay, and we can still see the papers underneath. Awesome sauce. Right, let's get a bit of doodling done around the side, and that is as done, and I am happy. And that little card has turned out way better than I was expecting it to. And I feel very satisfied because literally, well, you saw, it was definitely very tiny scraps that were left. Okay. Okay, so just by grabbing my scraps from the day, I've managed to make 3 tiny little notelets, extra 2 cards, and I've got the satisfaction of knowing that I've not added to my scrap pile. So I hope you've enjoyed doing that with me. If you would like to see it as a regular feature, I'm happy to continue with it. If you'd rather not, feel free to say that too. If you have enjoyed it here, please do consider liking and subscribing, and I'll be back again very soon. Okay, take care then, and goodbye.